In the shadowy depths of the 1940s, amidst the icy grip of the Cold War, a group of Russian researchers embarked on a secret and terrifying experiment. Their goal: to test the limits of human endurance against the relentless force of sleep deprivation. 5 political prisoners were selected as the unwilling subjects, promised freedom in exchange for their participation in this sinister trial. They were locked inside an airtight chamber where an experimental gas would prevent them from sleeping. In the beginning, the experiment proceeded smoothly. The prisoners conversed with each other, their voices echoing off the cold metal walls of the chamber. However, as days turned into endless nights, the first signs of madness began to creep in. By the 5th day, their conversations had taken a darker turn. Paranoia and suspicion grew among them, and their discussions became fragmented and erratic. The researchers, observing through thick glass windows, noted the prisoners' increasing agitation. Whispers about the gas and its true purpose filled the room, planting seeds of doubt and fear. By the 9th day, the prisoners stopped speaking to each other altogether. Instead, they took to whispering into the microphones, hoping to gain the trust of the researchers. They revealed secrets, confessed to crimes, and spoke of haunting dreams that danced just beyond their grasp. It became clear that the experiment was spiraling out of control. On the 15th day, the chamber fell silent. The researchers, puzzled by the sudden quiet, debated what to do next. They decided to use the intercom to provoke a response, fearing the worst. To their relief, a single chilling voice responded, "We no longer want to be freed." The researchers decided to open the chamber on the 20th day. What they found inside defied all logic and understanding. The scene was a grotesque tableau of horror. Blood and viscera smeared the walls, and the prisoners had inflicted severe injuries upon themselves and each other. One of them was dead, the others barely alive, their eyes wide with a mix of insanity and something far more disturbing, utter tranquility. As the guards moved in to extract them, the prisoners resisted with a strength that belied their emaciated forms. They screamed, begged for the gas to be turned back on, pleading to stay awake forever. In the chaos, one of the researchers inadvertently released more of the gas. The surviving prisoners inhaled deeply, their eyes rolling back in ecstasy before they succumbed to their injuries. In the aftermath, the experiment was buried, the record sealed, and the surviving researchers sworn to secrecy. But whispers of the Russian sleep experiment persisted, growing into a legend that would haunt the darkest corners of human imagination. In the aftermath of the Russian sleep experiment, the official records indicated that all subjects had perished. However, a single prisoner, Ivan, managed to survive. The researchers, horrified by the results, decided to cover up his existence. Ivan was transferred to a remote psychiatric facility where he was kept under constant observation. Years passed, and Ivan remained locked away, his mind fractured but not broken. The staff at the facility noticed strange occurrences, flickering lights, whispers in the dead of night, and the inexplicable feeling of being watched. They attributed these phenomena to the oppressive atmosphere of the asylum and the disturbed minds of its patients. One night, a young nurse named Elena was assigned to Ivan's care. Curious about his past, she began to read through his files. The more she learned, the more uneasy she felt. Ivan's records described vivid hallucinations, bouts of superhuman strength, and a chilling ability to remain awake for days without any signs of fatigue. Elena decided to speak to Ivan directly, hoping to understand the true nature of his condition. During their conversations, Ivan revealed disturbing details about the experiment, how the gas had altered their perception of reality, how it had opened doors to realms beyond human comprehension. As the days went by, Elena noticed changes in herself. She began to have nightmares, seeing grotesque visions of the experiment and hearing Ivan's voice in her dreams. The boundary between reality and illusion blurred, and Elena realized that the gas had not only affected Ivan, but had somehow imprinted its horrors on her. Desperate to end the torment, Elena tried to resign from her position, but the facility's administration refused to let her go. They knew that anyone who came into contact with Ivan was forever changed. Trapped, Elena descended into madness, her fate sealed by the echoes of a long-buried experiment that refused to be forgotten. In a bid to recreate the infamous Russian sleep experiment, a clandestine government agency abducted a group of 5 individuals, including a journalist named Anna, who had been investigating the original experiment. They were taken to a hidden facility and subjected to the same gas that had driven the original subjects mad. Anna, a skeptic by nature, resisted the effects of the gas longer than the others. She documented the descent into madness of her fellow captives, noting the same signs of paranoia, hallucinations, and self-mutilation. But unlike the original experiment, this time the gas seemed to induce a collective delusion. The captives began to share the same visions, dark, twisting corridors, shadowy figures, and a relentless feeling of being hunted. Anna discovered that the gas was not merely a sleep inhibitor, but a gateway to another dimension. The researchers had unwittingly tapped into a realm of nightmares, and the entities that resided there were now aware of their intrusion. These beings fed on fear and despair, growing stronger with each passing moment. Determined to expose the truth, Anna managed to smuggle her notes and recordings out of the facility through a sympathetic guard. She planned to escape and publish her findings, hoping to prevent further experiments and warn the world of the dangers lurking in the shadows. As the gas reached critical levels, the boundary between dimensions began to collapse. The facility's walls seemed to pulse and breathe, and the entities grew bolder, manifesting physically and attacking the captives and researchers alike. Chaos erupted as the facility descended into pandemonium. In a final act of desperation, Anna activated the facility's self-destruct mechanism. She hoped to close the dimensional rift and contain the entities, even at the cost of her own life. As the countdown began, she felt a cold hand on her shoulder and turned to face the leader of the entities, a creature of unspeakable horror. With a chilling smile it whispered, "You cannot close what has been opened." The facility exploded in a blinding flash, but Anna's sacrifice was in vain. The entities were unleashed upon the world, and the nightmares of the Russian sleep experiment became a terrifying reality for all.